Classtime is engaging, it's motivating, students love it. Here, all of the students collaborating.
Success, but that's okay. Puzzle
I love the immediate feedback.
there.
It's something I will use over and over again every year. Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel Home Sweet Classroom. Thank you so much for coming by and visiting me and joining me in my teaching journey. It really means the world to me, all of your support and love. And I am so glad today to be here with you guys because I wanted to share with you guys a tool for resource tool for teachers that I am just in love with. If you are a teacher and you are curious to know what tools and other resources there are out there that you can use, I have a perfect one for you. So please keep watching and I am just so excited to tell you more about it. Okay, so before we get started, don't forget to Okay guys, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys a wonderful resource that I am absolutely in love with, and it is called Classtime. If you have not heard of Classtime, I am here to tell you all about it, and if you have, I'm going to also be sharing some little tips and tricks into the program and showing you like kind of step by step on how I used it in my classroom, and also some footage of when I did it with my students earlier this year. I was teaching a 4th grade this past year and it absolutely worked out so well in my classroom when I was first introduced to it and got into the program into more depth. I absolutely loved it. It was just a really great tool. And so let me back up a little bit and tell you what Classtime is if you are not familiar with it. I just have a couple notes with me on my iPad and I'm going to be sharing with you just a couple things that I feel are really important and that really stand out to me. So Classtime is a program meant for teachers in the classroom that have students who you really want to engage them and to motivate them to collaborate. In my classroom, I used it for specifically those reasons. I wanted my students to collaborate and be also meaningful engagement. So Classtime is really meant for a solution for classrooms that complements in-class teaching. So you also get immediate feedback on the spot right there on your teacher computer screen, and I just absolutely love that because I can use that for assessment purposes, I can use that for enrichment, I can also use that for spiraling information or content that I want my students to specifically target and master. Teachers can go into the program and get just immediate feedback, and who does not love immediate feedback? I know I really appreciate immediate feedback, and they want something in document where they want feedback of my students. So this is just a really great way that I have found that I can show them this is the skill they have not mastered, this is the skills that we need to work on. And then again, on the other side, you've got this really engaging way of doing it, and I cannot wait to show you guys in more detail what I'm so excited about and how I use it. My students were absolutely so excited and just like so excited and collaborating, which is what I honestly wanted my students to be doing. If I look at Classtime and I'm pulling things up and uploading things on the computer for this specific lesson that goes with Classtime, I have done the minimal work. So as a teacher, it's really important for me to be able to balance things out, and using this program really allows me to do that. Using Classtime as a way of maybe a Friday, I would use it as a Friday thing, like, oh, let's do Classtime guys, and I could quickly just pull up or upload an assessment game type lesson for them, and they wouldn't even know the difference. And I wouldn't even know the difference. It's like, it's that much fun to do with your students, and your students honestly really will enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take you into the program Classtime on my version and what I see when I pull up my login into my computer. So let me take you with me to navigate you through this program and specifically what I see and how I plan it out for my students. So here I am already logged into my homepage, and as you can see, it is the Classtime, the clear path to student success, and you simply just log in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my teacher login, and it automatically logs me in. I log in with Google because I use Google, and I used it as at my school as well, so it worked out perfectly. But here you have the homepage for the teacher, and here is my profile up here, as you can see. Here I have already my library, and as you can see, I have quite a bit in my library already. Lots of great choices to choose from, and there is a search engine here that you can choose from, thousands of free questions on any subject. But you can also upload your own set of questions with your own passage or your own math problems or whatever content is it that you want to upload, which is the best part of this. I love that I can either choose from a variety of questions or I can upload my own per the content that you're teaching. So I have selected these from the library that's already on the database, and all you do is put in the search button. Let's see, I'll go ahead and search science, and to change it up and add to the library, and all you simply do is just add it to your library. Comprehension, and I'm going to use the wind and the sun. As you can see here, I've already clicked on the session and on the questions, and here are the questions, and on this side these are icons to show you what type of question it is. You see the points, and you can also even edit the one that's already on the database, which is pretty awesome. You can even add questions to the same passage, add it to your library, share it, rename it, move it to a library, and even print it. I really appreciate the print one because sometimes I have students who don't really do so well on computer type questions, so I'll go ahead and print out the assessment or whatever activity we're doing, and they have the same thing, exact same thing we're doing, and it's just another way to accommodate for my students. So if I go ahead and start the session, as you can see, the question sets is private to me right now, so I've added to my library, and here is the title of it. So I'm going to go ahead and start the new session, and then I get the session settings. Now here is where you really want to pay attention to what you're doing, specifically for the needs of your classroom or your students. I have found that if I show solutions immediately, then my students start guessing, but it's completely up to you, and you can select it or deselect it if you want, just to meet the needs of your students and how you feel like it would be best for your classroom. Allow one attempt per question only. I have selected that because I found that my students will start clicking, and then once they know the answer, then they'll click away. So sometimes it's best to do this, and if they're in groups, perhaps you want to warn them they only have one attempt and they really need to work together. So you can enable partial grading as well. You can enable round-based mode. You can Google, Microsoft, and Clever authentication only. Session reflection, I really like this. At the end of a session, when students are finished and completed at 100%, or when the session has ended, it'll give them a small reflection, and it's like a thumbs up or thumbs down and a short brief question, and it's just kind of nice to know how students felt before and after. You can enable a session timer. If you don't want your class to go over a certain amount of time, you can definitely enable a session timer. You can also shuffle the questions and mix up the order of the questions for students. And so then once you're all done, then you would just click the proceed button, and there you have it. You can see the questions here. You can actually enable the question or hide the question, or just activate all the questions. So you can also do the start preview, but I'm going to go ahead and launch a collaborative challenge. Now this is the amazing part. I absolutely love this part because this is the part I was telling you that's really fun for students. So you can get all of these challenges through your view, and students won't see this until you have selected the to start, and once they're at 100% is when they will see these challenges. So they can't see it until they've reached 100%. some of these are really, all of these are really fun. This is a board game. This is a picture, actually. This is what I uploaded, actually. This is not the collaborative challenge, and I will show you in just a minute what this one is. The engineered jungle roller coaster is really cool. It like works itself, and you can see it working as the students are working through it. So they can't see the full roller coaster until they have successfully answered all the questions. So here it is, and of course I have no students online currently, so my students would join here, and then it will show just a base model, and then once students start getting questions right, it will start showing the roller coaster working. And this would be a start. You can also do like a preview. And then it has a little music to it, which is super cute. All of them have little music, and this is what you start seeing as they're working. So when students start getting them right, you can see it here as well, as their progress for the amount of students. And then students also see, okay, we're progressing, and then 100% success. Progress is 38 at this point. So really cute layout, I would say. I just love how fun and engaging this is. Like, it's completely active like 100% of the time. So once they start getting right, you can see it's like starting to work. Super cute. I love this sloth. It's so adorable. This is like my favorite part right here. So that is the sample challenge. In preview, what students will see if they get 100%. Okay, so once you would launch it to go specifically for whatever questions you have for the student. And so let me show you the challenges that they have available. They have available your puzzle challenges, and as you can see, you can actually upload your own challenges or use the challenges that there are on the Classtime for you already. I was using a different, oops, I'm gonna go back to the challenges. I showed you the board game because I was doing it on a day that we had an incentive for board games. So after they did the challenges, I introduced to them, or I surprised them with, it's a board game day. So they already knew, like, because they saw the board game puzzle open, they knew that we could play board games right after the challenge. So you can use whatever challenge you want, and there's the puzzle. Here is the engineer a jungle roller coaster. There's the fight pollution, and as I'm scrolling through, you can see it kind of working. So it kind of shows you it like a preview in itself. Okay, so here it is working. So you can first see it not working at all, and then or it's completely empty, and then you have puzzles coming up. And then the same thing, it shows the questions, and the students can see their progress, and then it reveals the picture once it's at 100%. And then of course, if you can also reveal the puzzle once they're all finished.
So what weight would we not need if we're trying to find D?
Who else needs help?
So what would we do? Take that away? But the total, right? Yeah. So it's 105. Okay, do that.
Are you the only one that's not finished?
A bit better this
Has anyone gone to the spray bottles? I'm pretty sure it's pins, but I don't know how big the spray bottle is.
Pipes.
I don't know how big the spray bottle is.
I got 2 wrong.
Gigi, do you think
Why are you giving all sad?
Good. I'm probably only gonna get 1 wrong because look at I'm already up 10.
Good, so you feel confident with this?
It's actually much easier for me.
So how are you guys feeling? We are at 49% so far, 60% you're done. How many did you get?
Right? How did I get right?
Or wrong?
I got 2 wrong.
3 wrong, okay.
I got 2 wrong.
Anybody take a guess what our
It's a coloring book.
coloring book?
No, it's a calendar. It's a board game. It's a map. It's a board game. It's a board game. It's a board game.
Okay, we gotta get to the success to win this challenge at 100%.
I got two wrong.
Two wrong? Help a neighbor. We're almost there, 56%.
Wait, can I do it again?
It looks like, and this is something that definitely you can use for collaborative teams or anything that you even working with individually with each student. I can see individually how each student did. This was the session for the multi-step estimation word problems, and I can go and see each question individually, making kind of see where students are at on that concept. I love that I can export each file. I could use this data and print it out for my own understanding, and I can even collect it as a grade. Reflection of my thoughts and feelings toward class time, and you see a smile on my face because honestly that's how I am feeling. I feel really good about this program. I absolutely love it and I enjoy it so much. My students have enjoyed it so much as well, and I just couldn't be happier. I love that I can use this in any subject. I love that this could be an informal assessment. It could be a formal assessment. I can use that data to present to my collaborative team. I could present that data to my students and talk about it one-on-one, see what their needs are. I can use this in so many ways. I could even present this to my parents and show them what areas they need help in. And it really is a shift in I'm just taking a test and I am having fun with this test. I don't want my students to be pressured with their testing. I don't want them to feel like they have to make an A on this test. I want them to feel like I'm gonna show what I know and I'm gonna show it in a fun and engaging way. I don't want them to feel pressured into getting an A or feeling that uncomfortable feeling of testing. But when you put it in this way, when you display a roller coaster, when you display a puzzle, well, they're gonna like it. They're gonna really enjoy it. So I love how much it motivated my students to have fun with learning and just enjoy it. And honestly, the best part too is that when they're in groups or even individually have their own computers, I love hearing that collaborative learning where students are talking about, let me help you, what do you need help in, are you struggling in this one, or can I get help in this one? And I love also when I hear, yes, I got it right, and then the roller coaster or the puzzle reveals something else. So all of that is so much fun to hear as a classroom teacher. It makes my teacher heart so happy, and I've really enjoyed it, and I think my students did too. So I hope that you guys got some valuable information about class time and you were able to see through me, through my classroom, the amazing program this is. Classtime has done amazing things. I love that I'm able to use it over and over again in my classroom and change it up whenever I feel like my students need something different in the classroom and just really motivate them to engage in learning. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like this video and definitely share, comment down below. I love hearing from you guys and interacting. I hope that you guys found this resource valuable and that you are able to use it in your classroom for this upcoming year. I have definitely enjoyed it this past year, so I will be using it in my classroom this coming year as well. So if you have any questions, don't forget to comment down below. I am more than happy to answer any questions that you have. You can go visit the description down below as well. I have put in some goodies for you guys and all of the details for using Classtime. I am so excited to use it this coming year, and I know you will be too. I know you guys will enjoy it, and definitely your students will. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like for me and comment down below, and don't forget to share. I think other teachers would also appreciate learning more about Classtime and just having another resource under their belt so that they can use in their classroom. If you guys are not subscribed yet to my channel, don't forget to click the notification bell and the subscription down below to be subscribed to my channel and notified for future videos. I will see you guys in the next video.